all of my cutouts ruffled, ready to go. So on the heart ones, I only thinned out the edges about halfway down. So the next step is I'm going to get that wire placed in that styrofoam ball. What I've done is I've taken my 20 gauge wire, I've cut off about a foot of it, and I've folded it in half. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wind them together a little bit. So let's do that. There we go. Then I'm also going to take my wire cutters and I'm going to bend over a little hook at the top. And pinch it down just a little bit. Take my styrofoam ball and I'm going to shove it through the center. Up, turn it just a little bit, pull it right back down. Now we've got our styrofoam ball ready to go. So next thing, I'm going to rub some Crisco on the ball. Kind of help our petals stick. And this is the point where you're going to need your gum paste glue and everything. And you're going to start with, let me get these ones kind of out of the way. You're going to start with your wide throat ones. Okay. So I'm going to take the first couple ones, and what I'm going to do is use my gum paste glue. And on the first couple ones, what I want is the whole entire thing to be covered. Just the first two, basically. So you're going to take those first two and you're going to place them on your ball and you're going to get them situated on there. You want to kind of press in the gum paste to your ball so it does not move. Okay. Now we're going to take another wide same thing, brush the whole thing and then the tip of that other part, and you're going to layer this top part over the tip edge of where it's already ruffled at and then down. And get that all in there again. Okay. So now what you're going to do is start taking your wide throat peony cutouts, and you're going to start layering them all the way around. And when you're layering them, make sure you want to overlap from that last petal. And this time you're only going to go up for that first layer. You're only going to go 3/4 the way up on your glue on the petals. So there's one. I'm going to get a couple pieces out here glued, ready to go. Okay, remember, so it ends there, so that's where I'm going to overlap that next one. and kind of keep them at the same height. So 2. The next one goes on, overlapping. 3. Next one overlapping. 4. Next one overlapping. 5. I'm going to do some more. There's 6. And that last one, going to go up there is 7. And we've created our first seal. Making sure that's all in there nice and tight and good. And now we're going to go around and make our second layer. And you're going to go slightly down, but not too much. And start from that same spot that you left off on. Make sure that your petals come out a little bit so they're not all in there. You can always play with them too after you get them all done. Woo. Okay, so it looks like I have 3 more of those wide throat petals left. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to get those last 3 in there. Okay. Rows 1 and 2 and 3 are done. Gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to take those wide orchid ones instead of the throat ones. The throat ones were the ones that we just got done being finished with. Sorry if I messed that up. But next we're going to go to the wide petal ones, and we're going to do the same thing all the way around and just keep continuing to layer. So I'm going to set a bunch out 3/4 of the way up for this next layer. Okay, so this one you're going to go slightly down again, and these ones should touch that styrofoam ball underneath, so that way we can start covering that. Not overly worried about it covering all the way, so you shouldn't be either. Make sure my tips are really good and wet on there. Okay. Remember, and go back around with your glue. Make sure your edges are all sealed down. There's that. And the next one we're going to go down again and all the way around. But you're only going slightly down because you don't want it to have too much of a drastic difference, because your peonies, remember, are nice, really full, big flowers. And I'm going to do one at a time here this time, where I left off. Maybe start gluing some of your gum paste glue on the actual flower itself. After we get done with this layer, I'm going to try and let it set for a little bit before we move on to those hearts. So I want it to be nice and stiff and firm and to not fall on us. Okay, I lied. I don't want these petals to dry out, so I'm going to finish up these white orchid ones that I have. And then I'm going to let it dry, hang and dry. Make sure you kind of play with your petals too. You want your petals to be floofied a little bit. You don't want them all stuck together. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let this sit and dry for a little bit. I'm going to hang it upside down so all my layers dry nicely. But there it is, start of it. And then once these have had a hard time to set, I'm thinking maybe about a half an hour, I'm going to come back and I'll show you how to finish it up with those last heart-shaped ruffles and get that really nice look.